Have you ever looked around at your life and thought, how did I get here? Maybe you've questioning your career, your goals, your relationships, your purpose. Maybe what used to fit doesn't fit anymore. The hardest part isn't that things are changing, it's that you don't know what comes next. I've noticed something interesting though. Almost every meaningful transformation follows a similar pattern. The old version of you starts to disappear before the new version fully arrives. And today I want to talk about why that might not be a crisis. It might be the second act of your story. Hey, friend, welcome to Leveling Up Talks, brought to you by MaxUverse. I'm Susan. For more than 20 years, I've worked in HR business management and personal development, helping people navigate change, leadership, career transitions, burnout, confidence, and growth. But this podcast has never just been about work. It's about becoming. It's about building a life that reflects who you are now, not who you were 10 years ago. And today's conversation is for anyone standing in the middle of a transition, wondering if they've lost their way. But before we jump in, if you've ever gone through a major life change, career shift, or reinvention, or season where nothing made sense for a while, hit that like button and share this episode with someone who might need it. These conversations reach more people because of your engagement. And if you're new here, welcome. You're amongst friends. So Joseph Campbell once said, "We must be willing to let go of the life we plan so as to have the life that is waiting for us." That's one of those quotes that sounds beautiful until life actually asks us to do it. Then it gets real. One thing I've noticed over the years is that people assume growth should feel clear. They think if they're on the right path, they'll know exactly where they're going. But when I look back on my own life, that's rarely how it worked. The biggest transitions often felt confusing. The new chapter didn't arrive with instructions, and there was uncertainty, tons of doubt, and even more questions. And sometimes grief for the version of a life I thought I wanted. So, what if the reason you're uncomfortable isn't that you're failing? What if it's because the story is changing? The second act. Think about almost every movie you ever loved. The middle is messy, the hero loses confidence, the plan falls apart, and the old identity stops working. So the future isn't clear. And for a while, it looks like everything is going wrong, but that's usually the exact moment transformation begins. The character isn't broken, they're becoming. And maybe that's true for us too. This is actually one of those reasons I created Boss Buddy. When life gets noisy, transitions can feel everything feels scattered. Boss Buddy became a loyal companion during seasons when I needed clarity, reflection, and a place to reconnect with myself. If you're navigating a transition right now, the free guide is available through the link in the bio. So, career shifts and reinvention. I've seen this countless times throughout my HR career. People leave their jobs, change industries, start businesses, or even go back to school. They walk away from titles they once thought defined them, and almost every time there's a period where they feel lost. But often they're not lost, they're in between identities. The old story is ending and the new one hasn't fully revealed itself yet. That's uncomfortable, but it's also incredibly normal. This conversation reminds me of the book The Artist's Way by Julian Cameron, not because it's about careers, but because it's about creative recovery, about rediscovering yourself, about giving yourself permission to evolve. It also reminds me of Daring Greatly by Brené Brown, our June book of the month, because courage is often required long before confidence arrives. And that's why I love Lit Loop by MaxUverse. Books have a way of helping us understand our own stories when we're struggling to make sense of them. Created for intentional builders, glow-ups, and leveling up rock stars, Lit Loot is designed to turn reading into transformation. Writing my own book has made me think about this a lot. When you revisit your story, especially your life story, you start seeing patterns. Moments that felt random weren't random. Challenges that felt permanent weren't permanent. And the hardest seasons often became turning points. And that's one of the reasons I'm so excited about sharing my book this summer. If you'd like to follow the journey, visit SusanRiley.co, also the link in the bio. Here is your glow forward wisdom. Not every chapter is meant to feel comfortable. Some chapters are meant to transform you. If everything feels uncertain right now, don't assume you're lost. You may be simply standing between you, who you were, and who you're becoming. This week, I want you to think about a difficult transition you've gone through. Then ask yourself, what did that season teach me that comfort never could? You may discover that what felt like an ending was actually a beginning. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone navigating a transition, like the episode, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to know, what chapter of your story are you in right now? I read every message. And if you're looking for people to understand the journey of growth, join us in the MaxUverse Circle on Facebook. It's free and we love to have you. Now go be bold, go be brilliant, and go be you. I'll see you at MaxUverse.com.